wabarakatuh. For our presentation, first of all, I'm going to introduce myself and my team members. My name is Mazzatol Nadiah binti Ismail, matric number 18 DPM 19F1016. The second speaker is Nadia Hazwanie binti Abdullah Sabri, holding matric number 18 DPM 19F1002. The third speaker is Nurul Izzah binti Zakaria, holding matric number 18 DPM 19F1012. And the last is Nuryn binti Khairil Amri, matric number 18 DPM 19F1018. Today's presentation is about stress in environment. Before we start, I would like to ask you, what do you know about environment stress? I guess you don't know, so we're here to explain it. There are many sources of stress in life. One type of stress that doesn't get a lot of attention but has a big effect on our health is the stress associated with our environment. Stresses that are found in our surroundings are called environmental stressors. Everyday life is full of environmental stressors that cause minor irritation. Here we take a look at the example of environment stress. I will start with the first point, which is noise. Noise is described as unwanted sound, either chronic or intermittent, and can be described in terms including its frequency, intensity, frequency spectrum, and shape of sound pressure through time. Most of us accept that noise is an annoyance and something that can be frustrating to deal with. Some would even agree that noise can be stressor if it's very loud, occurs at annoying time, or goes on for too long. Researchers have found that persistent noise annoyance can be linked to stress. Researchers counting such as road traffic, industrial noise from neighborhood, aircraft, railways, as well as other sources as being potential cause of stress. For example, aircraft noise was the most commonly cause of stress because this noise is ringing in the ear that can be caused by nerve damage or damage the ear itself. People with tinnitus often report stress and depression caused by the persistence of the sounds, which can impact their ability to focus or relax during the day-to-day life. So let's move on to the other point, which is crowding. The most common reaction to crowding is stress. For example, when it's crowded, people typically have negative feelings such as stress and anxiety about restrict behavior options, or our choice of what, where, and when we do things are constrained. If these restrictions are experienced repeatedly, crowding can also lead to feeling of helplessness, wherein we start to question our own ability to effectively manage the environment. For example, we walk in night market with crowding people around us, and we feel uncomfortable because a lot of people staring at us when we buy something. We can make a right decision to choose something we buy. So I will pass this presentation to my friend to continue.
The third is equality. How and why equality can be a cause of stress. This is because there are some people who cannot do work in a noisy environment in bracket noise pollution, which causes their focus to be distracted and puts pressure on them. In addition, I give an example of myself where I cannot smell the smoke from burning too much garbage in bracket air pollution because I will easily feel suffocated and lifeless, which causes my work to be disrupted and stressed. The fourth is color. This is because color is also a cause of stress. For example, the color of room or house. Why? Because if we have been stressed at office, it is definitely time to go home. We want peace. Therefore, dark color can add more stress. To avoid that, we must choose calm color such as blue or green. Blue is quite a soothing color and can help to calm a busy mind, while green is quite soothing and comforting. It makes perfect sense since this is the color we associate with nature and the outdoor. Next, I will pass to my friends.
Tornadoes and other natural disasters. What is a tornado? A tornado is a strong rotating column of air usually formed from a thunderstorm that makes contact with the ground. The wing of a tornado can move at speed of over 200 mph, making them incredibly powerful and some of the most destructive forces in nature. How do tornadoes form? Thunderstorm or hailstorm release energy and strong winds. The strong winds and energy begin to rotate and form a column of spinning air called the mesocyclone. The mesocyclone means warm air moving up and cool air moving down and create a funnel. The funnels made up of dust, air and debris reach the ground and a tornado is formed. When do tornadoes usually occur? Tornadoes can happen at any time during the year, but they occur most frequently in the rainy season of spring and summer when severe storms needed to form the tornadoes occur more regularly. Most tornadoes occur in the late afternoon between 4 p.m. and 9 p.m. Where do tornadoes usually occur? Tornadoes usually occur in the central part of the United States. These are in the Midwestern in North Dakota and stretch all the way down through South Dakota, Nebraska, Kansas, Oklahoma, and in Texas. Light. What is a light pollution? Light pollution, most of us are familiar with air, water, sound, and land pollutions. But did you know that light can also be a pollutant? Light pollution is defined as any bad effect as a result of man-made or artificial light. In simple words, this means too much light. Several species, including plants, animals, and humans, are badly affected by light pollution. Okay, next, the components of light pollution. Sky glow. This is when too many artificial light causes the night sky to glow. You can easily notice this when looking down at a wheel. Lit city. The sky above the city is too brightness and is harmful for all the spatial light pollution. Dramatically brightness, the visibility of stars in pristine area. Clouds appear black and block out the star. In urban area, clouds strongly enhance sky glow. Glare is when a light that is very bright and often causes glare or visual discomfort when looking towards the light. Oh no, clutter. This is when you have too many light bunches up together or when the light are grouped in very confusing way. It can make you or dizzy looking at them like trapas. It is the light falling where it is not intended or needed. How bad you feel when your neighbors security light shining through your bedroom windows and lighting up your room all night. Source of light pollution including building exterior and interior lighting, advertising, commercials, properties, factories, office, street light, and illuminate sporting venues. We need light at night, but the fact is that too much outdoor lighting used at night is inefficient and completely unnecessary. This light and the electricity used to create it is being wasted by spilling it into the sky rather than focusing it onto the actual object in areas that pupils illuminate. This kind of LED drop light cloud reduce in unnecessary light pollution in building interior. We should ensure that light is only directed below the horizontal, which means less light is wasted through directing it outward and upward. Light pollution affects various citizens, increasing energy consumption, disrupting the ecosystem and wildlife, human health, and also affecting crime and safety. So we should try to reduce this.
Okay, thank you Izzah for your explanation. Next, I would like to tell to you guys about environment insect. Okay, first thing first, I will explain to you guys about what is environment insect. Environment insects mean there are a lot of good evidence for personality in insects that very well understood. For example, honeybee colonies can become very aggressive is then from the African strain get introduced by accident. In a similar way, workers become more aggressive at their age, and different workers can be more or less aggressive. Okay, next, entomologists who work with individual insect colonies can also tell you different colonies will act differently. When working with paper waste, some colonies are more defensive than others. Some will happily let you handle them after they become accustomed to captivity, whereas others never get used the idea of Godzilla cleaning out their cage and attack. In the wild, both been attacked by paper waste colonies and had others land on my head, between my eyes no less, after disturbing their nest. Okay, that's all for explanation about environment insects. Next, I will explain to you guys about the whole conclusion about environment in personality development. Lastly, conclusion of environment is environmental stressor are factors that can constrain the productivity and reproduction of organisms or the development of ecosystem. The stressor can be natural or anthropogenic and may operate out over the short term or long term. Okay, short term defined as acute and long term defined as chronic. And stressor may cause physical disruption as when a forest is affected by wildfire, windstorm, or timber harvest. Other stressor operate by causing toxicity as when organisms are exposed to solar ultraviolet radiation or to pesticide. Environment risks are associated with exposure to a wide variety of factors in the environment. A major factors in environment science is the study of the risk and prediction of their effect on people, other species and ecosystem. That's all from me, Nuryn binti Khair Amri, and thank you.